back to OC Outdoorsman. Today I'm in Newport Harbor. Conditions are nice right now, but the forecast is high winds and it's not going to be very pretty out there in open water, so we're going to be focusing on fishing the bay or inside the harbor. There are a lot of people kayak fishing today. In the yellow kayak is Glenn, and in the blue kayak is Brian. Brian, Glenn, and I used to do a lot of trout fishing over at Lake Mission Viejo prior to the golden algae bloom. Any luck, Brian? 4 already? Catching spotties?
2 spotties, 2 sandies.
Nice.
But they're small today. Andrew up there.
And just like that, I hook into my first spotted bay bass of the morning, also known as spotties. Little spotty. Number 1. They may not get very big, but these spotted bay bass put up a ferocious fight. As you can see, it was an overcast day, and as the morning progressed, the wind started to pick up a bit and it got really cold. So here I've thrown on a jacket, and here I've moved across the harbor where I metered fish very close to the bottom near the docks. So I'm going to speed up the footage here as I cast out my lure in search of the elusive spotty. One thing to note, fishing out here was a little different than, say, Huntington Harbor or Dana Point. Whenever we target spotties out there, we would head in between the boats or right at the slips, and that's where we'd catch most of the spotties. But out here, they were located further out towards the middle. One of the perks of fishing inside of the harbor is having the ability to just stand up on your kayak and stretch your legs. It's also easier to cast standing up versus sitting down. Buddies. Fish with a spotty. With a spotty. No plates. And the dorsal fins. You guys are right now. Good. There we go. Number 4. Oh, came off. Little tinker. As we decide to make our way back to the landing, the sun finally comes out and it starts to warm up. And as you can see, there are people actually fishing from the shoreline here. And what's really cool is that there's this kid off to my left here fishing from the rocks, and he lands what looks like a decent fish. Mainly because he was using a very light setup. Look at that fishing pole, very thin. It almost looks like a freshwater rod. And he was only using 2-pound test. So here's some bonus footage of him bringing in this fish. By the way, he knew what he was doing. He had that drag set really loose, so that fish was not about to break off. So let's speed up the footage and watch as he brings this fish in. Turns out he caught a corbina. Now, they are a member of the croaker family. They look very much like croaker, but they are a bit larger and more streamlined, and they can be caught in just a few inches of water near the shoreline. So here's a summary of our outing this morning. As you can see, we really didn't have to go out very far. This harbor is massive, and we just focused our efforts in this section of the harbor, and a lot of fish were caught. Yeah, there were quite a few kayak anglers out there today, and quite a few of them were catching in the double digits. Brian, for example, landed 25 fish today. Amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again.